is looking forward to their daily bread, while some of us are also praying that God delivers us from evil. There are those who are praying that God prepares for them a table in the presence of their enemies. At the end of the day, we are Nigerians and we all find a way to survive. My name is Denise Dennis Worlu, and from now up until 7 p.m. today, you and I will share this space together, talking for development. We start, of course, with the big stories, and in case you're wondering why you are listening to a feminine voice and not the usual Sam Oracle Chinedu's voice, well, I already hinted yesterday that Sam had begged me several times to fill in for him, and because I'm a good person, I didn't just fill in for him yesterday. I'm doing that today, and I will do that tomorrow. And for some of you who felt the need to say some not so nice things to me yesterday, well, you have to get used to me, at least for the time being. So the big stories will take the front burner for now, and then we'll go on the news break at 4 o'clock. And then after the 4 o'clock news, we'll be back to talk about the NNPC blaming refineries' failure on weak operations. If you remember vividly, we were promised a new dawn in Eleme, but all we got was 1.5 billion naira pumped into some sunset. For years, we were told the Port Harcourt refinery just needed more money and a new contractor. Today, we're hearing that it was a huge waste of resources, and that the problem with the refineries isn't money. It's that the NNPC doesn't know how to run a refinery. The Port Harcourt Zonal Chairman of Pengasin, Comrade Boko, joins me on the conversation, and we'll try to answer some questions. But then again, for you, the listener, this is the question you will be responding to. Now that the NNPC admits that the issue is operational weakness, not funding, do you feel cheated? Or do you appreciate this new honesty? That conversation takes us up until the 5 o'clock hour. Then another news break. I'll be having Barrister Jubilee join me in the studio. You may have heard the story of the tenant who had his roof removed by his landlord. We're going to be talking about tenants' rights, your rights as a tenant, because it doesn't end with just paying your rent and moving into an apartment. You are supposed to know your rights, and when you know your rights, maybe it further equips you to act better as a tenant and to not be trampled on as a tenant. The 6 o'clock hour would have our major news bulletin, and by the time we come back, we would have open season, where you get a chance to react to any of the stories we had discussed earlier. Maybe you didn't have an opportunity during that time to do so. Without further ado, we go right into the big stories. So, things I had mentioned in our big stories yesterday was that we have American soldiers on ground, and how you felt about it. Does it make you feel more safe, or does it make you question your safety and all? And then, of course, the question of sovereignty. When we have another authority in our land, does it mean that we are losing our sovereignty to them, or are they coming to be partners with us? Now, in line with that story is the incident that happened in Kaima local government area of Kwara State, where Boko Haram terrorists killed dozens of villagers in an overnight attack. It was earlier reported that these terrorists, under the command of Malam Sadiku, killed about 170 locals in the attack that lasted for several hours. Now, the state government put the casualty figures at 75, while the Red Cross said 162 deaths have been confirmed as of Wednesday evening. Now, while that is there to think about, the angle for this story is the fact that our president, Bola Tinubu, said he has ordered the deployment of an army battalion to Woro, a village in Kaima local government area of Kwara State, where that incident did happen. So many questions in our mind. First of all, the state government says 75 people died. The Red Cross are saying over 170. Local reports say 170. Why can we never sometimes get a straight answer on the cost of Nigerian lives? Is it that the government is downplaying these numbers to make the security situation look better than it actually is? And then the president ordering a battalion to Woro after this incident. It lasted for several hours. I want us to take note of that. Where was the security presence while the killing was happening? And why are we always, every time there's a security situation, every time there's a case of insurgency, we are always reacting to the tragedies instead of preventing them? Haven't we learned lessons from previous incidents? Why have we not taken those lessons and began implementing them? And then there's also the case that it is a certain person that is leading the Boko Haram in that state, a region that used to be considered relatively safe. Does this mean the war has officially moved from the northeast to our doorsteps in the north central? And how safe do you feel today knowing these groups are moving into new territory? That's number one of our big stories. Now, the second story, the one you must have heard from our major news bulletin, you must have read from some of our national dailies, is the Senate passing the Electoral Act 2022 Repeal and Reenactment Amendment Bill 2026 after the third reading. It rejected a proposed amendment to Clause 60, subsection 3 of the bill, which sought to make the electronic transmission of election results mandatory. And you may be wondering why. I mean, in other climes, people have started doing electronic voting. People are seeing real-time results when they go to the polls. They cast their votes, they sit at the comfort of their homes, and they can clearly see who is leading. And for those of us who were participants in the last general elections, that was in 2023, hold on a second. Come back. Hard Facts continues. block the new Electoral Act? I have so many questions on my mind. IREV, for instance, the INEC result viewing portal. You do know that a lot was expended in terms of resources to get that running, as at the last general elections. Does it mean that it was basically a waste of resources? Let's be realistic. Are we going to have an election in 2027? Seeing that people cannot even see some of these results in real time. Seeing that maybe, just maybe, as it happened in the last election, the results collated from centers as counted by voters is not saying that is reflected on IREV. These and so many more questions on your minds. But let's wait for the last big story. And it comes from here in River State. The governor says he is focused on governance, as should be, despite the political crisis in the state. He's out inspecting roads in Old Port Harcourt Township while the political war rages on. Now, looking at the work currently going on in River State, looking at the work going on in Old Port Harcourt Township, are you convinced that the governor is successfully shutting out the noise? The noise being plans of impeachment, the noise being proper recognition of who is indeed in charge of River State and the ruling party in River State? Or do you think the political situation is still slowing down the pace of development in River State? When I talk development, I'm not just talking infrastructure. I am talking investment opportunities. I am talking level playing ground for everyone to thrive and do business. I am talking about proper welfare of its citizens. These and many more questions, and these and all the stories for us on Hard Facts today. So at this point in time, I'm going to open the phone lines and I would have your take on any of the three big stories or all of the three big stories as it tickles your fancy. That is 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Send us a message. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. Once again, 0809-030-6416. As to whether or not we are live on X and Facebook, I'm not sure. I would just do a quick confirmation and then direct you to our social media handles so you can watch live and be a part of the conversation live as well. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good afternoon, Denise Worlu.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I am fine. My name is Wala. Welcome. I am calling from Oyibo.
Wala, thank you for joining us. Go ahead, Wala.
Yeah. To start with your big story. We hear that these terrorists issued a warning notice of 5 months before this attack.
Exactly.
Is that not an intelligent report for our security personnel to act on them, to act on such report? Why should there be such delay for them to do the needful before the life of the citizens right there in Kwara was slaughtered mercilessly? Did you know what we are talking about? The life of 100 and something relatives, husband, father, mother, children, friends. Why we have governor? The other that they are talking about is Tinubu to the election. Tinubu, our president, coming from north to west, from east to west, Jerusalem to Jericho. For them, river people who is 001. This is political leader. Why people are dying on daily basis, slaughtering? What have we done unto these people? Now, are they sending troops to Kwara to do what? To resurrect people that are dead? Why shouldn't these troops be sent further before this attack?
All right.
They would have been sending troops right there in fact so that there would be no any form of sit-at-home order. Why players are ransacking Northern Central, south, not west, not.
All right, thank you very much. I have other people waiting, so once you make your point, you just say your goodbye so we can have other people's take. Nigerian for welcome to Hard Facts. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, Didi.
Good afternoon. How you doing?
We're doing great.
All right, talk to me. Welcome.
And I'm talking to you from Boko. Didi, what fascinates me in your
the big three stories,
yeah, is the governor boastful of his achievements, respect of the crisis. It is a very good one, and that is what is expected of a government to develop the place and to see how it can help the people. But to me, isn't Rivers State bigger than the kind of project that we had yesterday? The governor went to inspect internal road and building of markets. It's supposed to be actually a bouncy project that is supposed to be left for a local government and chairman.
Yeah,
but in as much as maybe if he has woken up, you understand? That is one of the reasons why he was being elected. You understand? Rather than for you to begin to argue a political position, which wasn't even as part of the plan. So that contract is signed with us is to come and protect property and to provide for us the social amenities that is being required. Now the issue now is that how many months that is being left, everything that happened. You understand? So I want the government to facilitate anything he wants to do. So maybe he's going to lay a foundation for another government to come and take over. Therefore, those that have been suffering for insurgency, that is one of the reasons why we are crying the initial time, that it isn't just a Christian massacre, but it is Nigerians that are being killed. And it's so appalling and so disappointing that there was a notice that was given. You understand?
Yeah.
And even if we have taken it that the government of the has failed us, this is my sister. That's what they call self-defense now. It's so inclusive in running. You can also run. When I say that thief is going to my house as a political DPU of my area, you just don't say, I will back when this and just go now. You understand? Because one of all these things is that if you remain there, they will kill you. And if they kill you, you cannot even say and tell the government what you want or what you don't want again. Now who that like stop what anyone to?
All right, thank you so much, Chimadike from Rumukuta, Nigeria Info. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, my sister.
Good afternoon. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Everest. I'm calling from Cuba.
Everest, welcome.
You talk about the Senate people for their law where they're supposed to enact. They don't enact the law for us for the election. That reader or transfer of
the IREV,
to another station. This is the kind of people we are calling honorable. Are they honorable at all? When they are doing all this, do they remember that tomorrow they go leave that office and they walk out the street like you and I walk out? How will I see them? See what they do in their tenure. I call them honorable any longer. Look at all those things they are doing. Mako. Everything way before them. Bam, they knocked up. You want where we before all the masses. Oh, they know they do up. Jesus. What I know is time is there. They will not remain there forever. And when they leave that office, tomorrow we talk about them. And nature is there to just put me and them. Thank you.
All right, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809-030-6416. We're live on X, by the way, at Nigeria Info PH is our X handle, and on Facebook, our Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. We're looking at the three big stories today. First on the list is President Bola Tinubu ordering the deployment of an army battalion to Woro, a village in Kayama local government area of Kwara State, where Boko Haram terrorists killed dozens of villagers in an overnight attack. The second story is the Senate passing the Electoral Act 2022 Amendment Bill 2026 after the third reading, rejecting a proposed amendment to Clause 60, subsection 3 of the bill, which sought to make the electronic transmission of election results mandatory. And finally, the governor of Rivers State saying he is focused on governance despite the political crisis in the state. He said this while he was inspecting roads somewhere in town Port Harcourt. Now, are we seeing this? Are we convinced that he's successfully shutting out the noise? So like someone rightly pointed out, after the 6 months of emergency rule, we expected him to hit the ground running. From all of the things that you have seen so far, do you think that the political situation here in River State is slowing down the pace of development? Let's take some more calls. Nigerian for good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
This is Dawayan Gopa from Akademia.
Dawayan, well, thank you for joining us. Go ahead.
Let's call a spade a spade. The current political issue has slowed down everything in River State without mixing words. I'm not talking as a politician. I'm talking as a statesman. The way he started before the state of emergency, thing has reduced drastically. So he's trying to. That's for that. And Boko Haram has done their work 10 hours. And our school people run away. They cannot do anything. After 7 hours, they are making it. There are some hands, crooked hands there. If not, it cannot last up to 7 hours and then nothing is happening. Ordinary small thing now, Maggie, they will catch you and detain you. Where we are there? So this country, another one is this one that's saying electronic or not electronic. It remains as it is. It will be on paper that we are going to transmit results electronically. In actual sense, that day they also tell us that clause that if that one did not work, the use of alternative, and they will use more of the alternative. There's the election. What you say will not vote, people will vote. One figure can vote as many as there will be vote and there will be result and there will be leaders. Thank you. God bless you.
All right. Thank you, Adawayan. With Nigerian info. Sorry, I have to let you go. Call back. There's a beeping sound from your end. Nigerian info. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Honorable Bladen, calling from Bukuma City.
Honorable, welcome.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yes. Quickly, let's go to where the terrorists arrived and kill about 100 and something persons. You see the third one, the third one. My concern is the federal government and the state, including the local government. Huge amount of money being collected from the federation account in the name of security vote. Just 2 days ago, we had it. 1.9 trillion was given to state, federal, and local government for security and other things. The problem we are having is that the government, the governor, the state, the local government, what they emphasize is just to collect the money. They are not using the money for the security. Now, let's talk about the state, the Senate. Now, look at the terrain we are in Nigeria. Did you have electricity? As you are talking, I mean, you are using your power to service your country, your population there. So there are some terrains that you don't have network, ordinary no network. So why are we? For me, I think. But
if you understand, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I mean, we've had this conversation before. If you understand how IREV works, what you need to do is upload the results. Even if you are in a location where the network is, you are out of network coverage. Once you move to another location where there's network coverage, it automatically uploads.
That is the thing they are giving us. That is the thing my.
But hold on. Like I said, I want us to understand how IREV works. You know, when you have your mobile phone, and let's assume that your mobile phone goes off, and I send you a text message, you will not get that text message at that point I sent it because your mobile phone is off or you are in an area where there is no network coverage. But the moment you put on your mobile phone or you move to an area with network coverage, my text message will drop on your phone. True or false?
True.
Exactly. So that is how the IREV is programmed to work.
So lastly, madam, let's go to the state government, my own state. You see, what we need is governance. Totally, the governor needs governance. I'm happy that he's doing something. Now, because of this challenge, this matter we are having in River State, does that stop him to sign money? Does that stop him to sign contracts? Does that stop him today? He needs to.
Have you been in River State long enough? Because the way you're responding, you seem not to remember that there is an impeachment proceeding at the moment. You seem not to remember that the governor and... Hello, can you hear me? Yes.
Impeachment is how many days now? That need to stop anything. Let him focus on governance. That is what we need. Since he came from state of emergency, there is nothing like governance in River State.
Okay.
Since he came from state of emergency, there is nothing like governance. That is the problem. Let him concentrate on his governance.
All right. Concentrate on your governance, Mr. Governor. Nigerian folk, good afternoon to you. Oh dear, I'm so sorry we lost those calls. We move on to some of your WhatsApp messages. Rogers Okabie from Port Harcourt says NAS are working for themselves. Someone says APC is a representation of a lot. That's why they cannot stop the killings in the north. We need America to take over because sovereignty supervises sovereignty. Obuku Darlington for Irma community. This one says, good afternoon, Didi. My advice to Governor Sim Fubara is to let him realize his position as governor and not rest his weakness as being a Christian. President Tinubu has stated his position clearly as a Jagaban he has always been. He did it in Lagos with Ambode. When Ambode challenged the authorities, he waited 4 years and pushed him out. The president's advice was tactically sustain the FCT minister as the deciding factor of the 2027 governorship ticket. So had asked him to chill, wait for him for years to elapse. It now behoves on you, the governor, to wake up and prove to your chosen political party that you can deliver even beyond 2027. Hence, the political battle is clear. Governor Sim cannot be a river looking for water to wash soap in his eyes. Talk tough, my governor, and carry rivers to 2027. Kevin in Port Harcourt, send that in. Good afternoon, Nigeria Info. President Tinubu should start taking actions, not condolences. Enough of this killing. Why are they killing innocent citizens? Skillful Pero is my name from HA. And then this one says the federal government need to be proactive in the fight against Boko Haram in Nigeria. Fidelis Ihanyelemowa from Chokocho HA. Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is John. I'm calling you from Borican.
Welcome.
Yeah. Well, the truth is, like I told my brother, who is a House of Rep member, they don't want to give that position for any reason. They'll continue to take decisions that will favor them first. You know, make it make sense to me. I work in a company where we have our internal network. So I have a devices I used to work. And that device, whether there is impact on it or there is no network, you cannot give the excuse that it's network that takes you not to make make use of that device. You do your work at when you are supposed to do it. And then it's an internal network. The IRF or the Viva is not sending that information to the whole Nigeria. It's sending it to INEC. So there must be a way as a network that they will put in that Viva machine that is going to communicate that data. They don't want to do it because they will fail election. That is the reason.
Okay. Thank you.
How can you tell me that you in this 21st century you give options? If you like, you send to Viva. If you like, to send manually. The kind of result sheet we saw in River State is what we are going to see in 2027. Modulated result sheet that even a professor could not pronounce the result he carried from River State because of cancellation. It's a very big shame. We are not ready in this country yet.
Oka Namdi on Facebook says, if the Senate are sincere, let them allow mandatory electronic transmission of results. Good afternoon, madam. I feel like this party has already rigged the 2027 elections to the Senate by rejecting the compulsory transmission of election results through the IREV. In River State, the governor should do differently by investing in human capital through employment, while reinstating the 2023 suspended staff of Ignatius Ajuri University and paying their 9 months astounding salaries. Besting Port Harcourt. Hector says, I think the governor should forget about and concentrate more in governance. because history will only record good and good governance. And this one says, Denise, 3 responses. Those that campaign for repairs of refineries feel the corruption within our system. Those that should know, understand the leakage, they can exploit the rot. The greatest setback in the fight to fight insurgency is compromised information collected. The fight should be taken to the terrorists, not waiting until people are killed and community burnt. IRAF is not exempted from INEC usage, but what the bill is seeking is not to constrain that it must be immediate. Sonny or Jejenu send that in. How many more minutes do we have? Okay, we can squeeze in some more calls. Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, welcome.
Yeah, Didi. My name is Honorable. I'm calling from Nkoro.
Ida from Nkoro, thank you for joining us.
That's Nigeria. The federal government is a moving train. They don't stand on their way. But I don't know that bandits are taking over the driving of that train. They should do something about this killing. The killing is too much in Nigeria. Who they are killing, they are human beings. I think every local government has a police station there, has DPO there. Upon the gun they are shooting there, nobody can come out. No policeman can come out and demand to come and defend all these things. But to drive political leader, 2027, amendment of election meetings, they were meant. But to bring somebody that will fight those fights, they cannot. It means that Bola Tinubu cannot stop this thing. My brother, my sister, thing is getting too much. People are dying now. They are human beings like us. Let's come out and pray, do fasting for this Nigeria. They are here tracking 2027, people are dying. But you can't use to week or everybody go and do lead at that side now. So that place will come. They are strong.
Okay.
Thank you, my sister.
Thank you, Ida. Nigerian Info. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Denise.
Good afternoon.
I want to talk about IRF, or whatever they call it.
Oh, go ahead.
For the parties that we have that in last election that we have, but it did not work. So who is even guarantee of it working, whether they sign it or not, that it will still work? Signing it or not signing it is still not important, because our politicians, they will sign the law and still break the law for their own selfish interest. And for the insurgency, I was told that after God is government, but our own government are worse than the devil that we even imagine, because any terrorism that lasted for 24 hours is sponsored by the government. We should not be deceiving ourselves. They are the ones destroying us.
That is what you believe, but is that the reality of things? Proactive measures. I think every time we have had conversations about the insurgency in some parts of the country, we have always unanimously agreed that at this point in time, what we need is preventive measures. And like some of you have rightly said, we don't need condolences. We don't need to wait until it happens before we start sending troops. Truth is, if we know what we are doing, we don't need to wait for external forces to come and partner with us to secure our lives and properties. But whether or not those that are saddled with the responsibility of protecting lives and properties are clueless as to what to do, or maybe they are handicapped, we may never know. But then again, it keeps happening. Nigeria Info. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
That's something I want to suggest. If they want the election to be transparent enough, look at what they're going to do. If they don't transmit electronically, that election will not be counted. If they put it like that, we will accept it. Whether it stays 3 days, they must transmit it electronically so everyone will see it. I know if they do it, those people intend to pass will not pass. That is the intention. Election in Nigeria is predetermined. And the one is predetermined, they have to find stuff to make the predetermination to work. That's the problem we're having. And for instance, until Americans come and decide and do their work as they do, Nigeria cannot handle the situation. Let these people come and stay for 1 week. They will sanitize the area. That's not fair. I don't want to go far from a coverage here.
2 final calls and we're done. Nigeria Info, welcome.
Yes. That info.
Yes.
And she's the author.
Welcome.
Coming from Woro.
Welcome.
The traditional headquarters of the kingdom. it is unfortunate that the military, after getting clear information that they were coming to attack a village in Kwara, involved in window dressing, and they only came 3 hours after the people have gone. It is unfortunate. That is what we are saying. That in this country, they don't care about our welfare, from the presidency to the military, and we are paying them heavily from our tax. If we were in the Delta, the military will do everything to disturb the people unnecessarily. Then when it comes to men, they were giving clear notice that we are coming to attack a village. They shy away from their responsibility. It is unfortunate. And God will forgive us, all of us.
It is indeed unfortunate. Final caller, welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome.
In the program here, I want to make a comment.
Go ahead.
Okay, my opinion is because when you want to destroy a society, you first and foremost destroy education. And another thing, you make people poor. So whenever you take decision, they cannot agitate. If it was under me and my household, I think the election should be boycotted. This is an indication that the ruling party, they are afraid of the fact that they cannot win election. That is why you see the National Assembly refuse to change the electoral process. Secondly, the governor of Rivers State has failed. One thing, when you want to be a leader, there are some qualities you need to have. He is going to be the worst governor of Rivers State because when we talk, we have to have empirical evidence. We have to show statistics of what you've done. If somebody made you and you cannot fight, you have to obey him. If you don't want to obey him and you want to do the right thing, and you think you want to etch your name in the sand of history, it is your duty to stand on your feet and fight, do the right thing. Even in heaven, there was war. So if you have to fight a war to achieve something noble in the society, your master is fighting you and you don't want to give in. Why don't you take drastic action and ensure that you effect change? But I see him as an intolerant person. He's a weakling. That is my point.
All right, then. Thank you very much. We're going to commercial break. We come back. I read your final messages, and that will be all on the big stories and hard facts.